The LIV Golf Series has stirred the golf world in diverse ways since its recent founding. LIV sat down and forecasted 3 extreme scenarios for when it first started based on meeting or not meeting certain criteria. So what were those certain scenarios? Firstly, the worst case scenario. Well, those funding the LIV Tour said it could well end up being a failed startup. As things were trending a month ago, it was estimated that the Breakaway Tour could lose $355 million come 2028. Greg Norman is still at the helm despite calls from Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy asking for him to step down in order for negotiation talks to occur between the PGA Tour and LIV Tour. Funnily enough, the first objective set out by LIV in order to reach its big financial target was they had to deliver on big names Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods, securing them into the LIV Tour books. But not even reported offers of $800 million were enough to secure the jump of Tiger Woods. After not taking off as easily and quickly as it seemed, Atul Kalosa, the chief operating officer, shockingly resigned from his role in the LIV Golf circuit. Amidst the confusion, the president of franchises for the Saudi-backed circuit has also left after a year. LIV wanted the top 10 players in the world, which included Rory and Tiger, but only secured Mickelson, Dustin, Johnson, Sergio Garcia, Henrik Stenson, Reed, and Cameron Smith as their top candidates. Smith was the only top 10 player signed up. Not having the huge upheaval that LIV wanted from the PGA Tour, they didn't realize how many would be able to resist the money and therefore how little a fan base they could receive amongst the players. $355 million is a big loss and would surely see the LIV Series fold due to it being a poor investment for the Saudi Arabia Wealth Fund. Although wanting to take over the game, they will also want to make sure that they're making money. And what happens if your tour were to fold? Although those who have joined for the money will have recently cashed in for joining, could this actually be the end of Patrick Reed, Cameron Smith, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, and other professional golfing careers for regular competitive golf if LIV folds? Although there will still be the majors, that is only 4 competitions a year they could potentially play in. The PGA and DP World Tours, should they win their court cases, could banish the players from these tours forever, leaving no base for them to stand on. Do you think that this will leave us with a lot of wasted talent? Or do you think that we're simply losing some older players past their peak if the LIV Series were to fold? Let us know in the comments. The second scenario that could occur, and sounds a lot more possible, is the tour perhaps coexisting. As mentioned before, Rory and Tiger both suggest that an agreement can be made between the two tours. Rory and Tiger have even outrightly stated that Norman must leave the game of golf for it to recover from its broken state, to which Norman answered, "McIlroy and Woods have no idea what they're talking about." With the controversy surrounding the LIV Golf Series, Rory McIlroy has been one of the most vocal opponents of LIV. Even Tiger Woods, a fellow PGA Tour loyalist, has had to applaud Rory McIlroy for how much he has spoken out in favor of the PGA Tour. LIV Tour's forecasting of the business said that to reach their absolute peak and not make huge losses of $355 million, Rory, Tiger, and Mickelson must be signed. But without Rory and Tiger, can they meet in the middle and compromise with the tours? The deciding factor could well be the court case, and it will decide whether they are able to have a future together or never. A team format series alongside the PGA Tour could be a nice addition and complement golf for the future. But with the monies involved, would it be a fair split between LIV and PGA events? How would the players from each tour begin to make amends? We've already seen Ian Poulter and Billy Horschel get enthralled in a serious argument at the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth in 2022, and now recently, Rory McIlroy snubbed Patrick Reed's greeting in Dubai, to which Reed threw a tea peg at Rory. It's getting very petty. Keith Pelley and Joy Monahan, in charge of the DP World Tour and PGA Tour respectively, have also recused themselves from LIV's official World Golf Rankings application review as well, knowing full well that they are against it but do not wish to have extra interference. The tour do not want much to do with each other now, but differences would need to be reached to stop the Civil War. The final scenario, however, and this was with it all going to plan, it was forecasted that LIV could reach profits of $1.4 billion by 2028 and make a full takeover of golf. This would have been provided that they signed Rory and Tiger, which would have certainly provided them with sponsorships and any players they wanted, no problem. TV broadcasting has been an issue for a while, and having to stick to YouTube live streaming platform for now certainly hasn't given them the same appeal or worldwide notice that they necessarily would want. But recently, LIV has now managed to secure a broadcasting deal. Now that they have their extended schedule of 14 events in 2023, they're looking forward to broadcasting on the CW network. Now that they have a traditional American television platform, this is how they can make LIV more mainstream and ultimately become more of the norm across the USA. This doesn't have its drawbacks though. LIV now cannot show their live golf on YouTube or Facebook and only show featured groups on Friday. LIV now not only have television to compete, but has also been busy taking some PGA and DP World Tour venues, one of which is Greg's own design and the other being Valderrama in Spain. If LIV keep bullying the tours, can they take over by brute force? And given the majors are not stopping the world's best playing regardless of the tour they're on, LIV's players have the chance to excel still on the world's biggest stages and continue to bring in audiences if their LIV players take off on the majors, spectators wanting to watch the world's best. It's amazing how LIV saw this as 3 different potential outcomes and also demonstrates the risk the Saudi investment funds is willing to take, knowing it could also fall flat on its face. As we move into 2023, it's crunch time for golf and the Civil War.